Hello and welcome my friend, and then I am planning to give you information that how I can open this Ford Duratec engine's crank shaft, this pulley feel bolt, and there we can see this bolt in there, and this is really difficult bolt to open, and let's go to look that closer. There we can see this bolt, and this is really hard and difficult bolt to open, and normally when I use my tool, this is like all time movable part, and this is so difficult to open. And next we look at how we can open this part, because this is so difficult bolt to open. And what are those things? And when we are opening this bolt, we can first test that if we have impact driver, where is this very high speed, we can luckily open that, but normally we have to lock this crank shaft, like using this car's gears, or then we lock this flywheel. And now I will show that flywheel lock, because this is so 100% sure to open that bolt. And let's go to look that area. And there we can see this flywheel, and next I am planning to install some tool metal plate in these bolts, and then this engine block bolts, and I like to lock this flywheel movement, and then I can open this crankshaft pulley feel bolt. And let's go to look at how I lock this flywheel. Okay, and first we need to look at what kind of extra tools and parts I need for that flywheel locking. Firstly, we need now some steel plate, what is little bit thicker steel or aluminum, and in my case I have like 3 to 4 millimeter metallic plate. Where are those holes, and we can do those holes, and then also longer, like 10 to 15 centimeter, this 8 millimeter bolt, and then nut also in here, and then one little bit longer this locking bolt to this flywheel. Now we can look closer. This is like 4 millimeter steel plate. It can be also aluminum, because this force is quite high, and then this longer bolt and nut, this locking nut in here, this locks this plate, and then extra bolt for this little bit longer than this flywheel normal locking bolt. Okay, and when we use these 1, 2, 3 things, we can lock this flywheel. And let's go to look at how I install those parts. Okay, and then when we are locking this flywheel, we need to first rotate that, and there are those 10 millimeter bolts what we need to open. One of those I have to take out, and I take 10 millimeter socket, 10 millimeter, and then I open this by impact driver. There is 10 millimeter bolt. It is look like that. Good. And then when I have removed that, I need some tool. Okay, and then I need some longer bolt, what I install in these bigger holes in here, like in that way, and then little bit thicker metal plate, like in that one, where are those holes. And next my target is to install this hole to that previous bolt hole like lock. Okay, and now we see that there is this bolt what I removed, but now I have a little bit longer 12mm bolt what fits in the same position in that way, and then I install this my locking plate also in here in that way, that I lock this my flywheel now to this car block. Now when we look in here, this is block this, and there is this another bolt in here, and let's check that also. Okay, and now we have locked this flywheel because there is one big bolt in here and there is nut in that another position, and this is like lock, and then I fasten this upper bolt tight. Then I need to fasten this upper bolt, and now I have a little bit bigger socket, 12mm, and my impact driver. Okay, that way, and now this joint is good. Okay, and then this lock is ready, and then I can check that how this my lock works when I rotate this flywheel. And now we can see that now this flywheel is locked, and next I can go to open this crankshaft pulley wheel bolt. Okay, and now when we are locked this flywheel, we can install this socket, and the socket size is 21mm. 21mm, and opening direction is this anti-clockwise in here. And now remember that this bolt is really hard to open. And now when this bolt is really hard to open, we need now force that this bolt opens, and finally when we use enough long this bar, this bolt opens. Great, in that way. And now I can take this bolt away, and let's look closer. Okay, and now I am moving and I am removing this central bolt, and this is really hard to open in this engine. And now bolt is open, excellent. And then I can take this carefully, this bolt out, and this crankshaft pulley wheel, and in this position it is good to check and do markings in here that in what position this flywheel was, because we need to now do in here these markings that we remember that how we reinstall this wheel back.